Okay, so you just heard earlier today about the Donald Trump indictment. Donald Trump is being indicted by the Biden DOJ over this documents drama. Total witch hunt, we understand it, but today we're going to be reacting to his response video that he just posted. So here it is. Donald Trump posts response video after being indicted. Here you go.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxes hoax, just like the Russia hoax, and all of the others. It's just been going on for 7 years. They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person.
And I know Trump very often, he says there's never been this, never been that. That's actually true. There's never been anything like this. Never once has a president used the Department of Justice to very directly. Manhattan was one thing. It was bad enough. But that you could say, that was New York. That wasn't Biden. Biden directly going after his predecessor. Okay. It is completely unprecedented. It's true.
Mueller hoax, the Mueller report. And
it's a Rubicon. I don't know if we'll come back
after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and
Pandora's
Democrats.
box, 100%.
But this is what they do. This is what they do so well. If they would devote their energies to honesty and integrity, it would be a lot better for our country. They could do a lot better. They could do a lot of great things. But when you look at what's happened to our country in the last 3 years, we were energy independent. We had a strong military that wasn't woke. We were doing so well. We were respected all over the world. Got the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history. And what do? You have a president where an election was taken, got more votes than any sitting president in history by far, never anything even close. And they come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot. But we're leading against Biden by a lot, a tremendous amount. And we went up to a level that they figure the way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare.
That's true, by the way.
That's what it is.
Everyone says Trump is unelectable. Trump is unelectable. I've given my thoughts on that before, but I understand the polls can change, but the current polls actually show him doing pretty well. Just going to point that out. But
there's warfare for the law, and we can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds. We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, just like Russia, just like the fake dossier was a hoax. You saw the Durham report. You saw the Mueller report. It was all a big hoax. You had 2 impeachments, and they lost, and we won. And we had tremendous support. But that was a hoax and a scam. And now they're doing it again. It's just a continuation, 7 years, even after I'm out. But it's called election interference. They're trying to destroy a reputation so they can win an election. That's just as bad as doing any of the other things that have been done over the last number of years, and especially during the 2020 election.
Not that, we exactly expect anything different of modern politics, but that's a very big Pandora's box that's being opened. The precedent that you're going to now forget impeachments or whatever. Now, when you take office, you're going to use the Department of Justice to go after your former predecessor, right? Totally violates the whole traditional idea of peaceful transfer of power and all that stuff. And, I understand, right? The real American republic has been dead for a while. It's been a banana republic for quite a few years, even before Trump. But understand, right? Now, Biden is truly the one opening all of the Pandora's boxes of revenge politics. That's all that politics is going to be now. Take revenge on your enemies, right? And really, we can't go back from that. And it's unfortunate. To a degree, I would also argue you have to play the game that's in front of you. And so I would say, assuming this is going to be politics in the future, Republicans take note, because if you don't reciprocate and play the same game, you're going to lose the game, right? If they're going out there basically cheating at the game, right? Let's say you're playing football against each other. The other team is just running out of bounds. They keep going. The ref is on their side. Then you got to play by the same rules, right? But yeah. And by the way, this is the focus of the Biden administration after the country's all that. We know, obviously.
So I just want to tell you, I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. And we will fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years. It would be wonderful if we could devote our full time to making America great again. And that's exactly what we did. But now, again, our country is in decline. We're a failing nation.
Yep.
And this is what they do. I'm an innocent man. We will prove that again. 7 years of proving it. And here we go again. Very unfair. But that's the way it is. I just want to thank everybody. We are doing something very special for our country. We're putting America first. I always put America first. And that's why we were in a position. Unfortunately, that position is no longer valid because they've done such a poor job. But we're in a position where we're going to make America great again. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully
he ain't do
very
nothing,
quickly.
man.
Thank you very much.
He ain't do nothing. It's true. It really is third world stuff, As he properly points out, the country is in shambles. The dollar is useless. All these problems, crime, whatnot. And then the people occupying the federal government are concerned with none of it. In fact, they're making all of that worse. But their top priority is what? Persecuting political opponents, using corruption against the enemy. It's just banana republic stuff. It's the type of stuff you see in, African countries or Eastern Europe or some like Latin American banana state. All of them. And, that's the United States now. And it sucks. It's unfortunate. But also, I think we can't be naive about it either. We can't sit here and pretend like the America of old still exists when it doesn't. And so that's why I like someone like Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump understands the game that is now in front of us. That's why Donald Trump constantly goes out and tweets, America is becoming a third world country. That's not alarmist rhetoric. That's not over the top. It's 100% true. It's an accurate analysis of how much our country has declined. So many Republicans elsewhere in the field, especially the sort of clown car behind Trump and DeSantis, you hear it from quite a bit from some of those candidates. They still cling to this idea that, America is this land of decency or, the land of opportunity. They cling to these very 1980s, 1990s ideas of what our country is that don't sell to people anymore because they don't exist anymore, right? They run on, look, everything's still good. You hear Tim Scott say this all the time. Our country is doing so well and it's opportunity and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, there still are things about America that's great. Don't get me wrong, but we shouldn't be naive about that. This is why Make America Great Again was such an iconic slogan, because it recognizes America has fallen, and it has. And we can't sit here and pretend like it hasn't. We can't say, well, whatever, right? And so this is why precisely I say, we need someone who, if we're going to push back, okay, understand, like I said, we did not open Pandora's box. We did not let the cat out of the bag, but it's happened now. We're setting a permanent precedent of revenge politics, and this is kind of our, third world kind of country. Then if we ever want to eventually maybe fix that situation, I think in the short term, we are going to have to use perhaps, similar tactics against our own political opponents. I'm not saying to do the exact thing or to do it to just lie about people, but to some degree, right? If this is our politics now, or the entire basis of our politics is you need to reward your friends and crush your enemies, then to a degree, how do you win at that game without to some extent also rewarding your friends and crushing your enemies, right? Joe Biden is guilty of, on this exact classified documents thing, he's guilty of way worse than Donald Trump. Donald Trump has them locked away in a safe in Mar-a-Lago. Joe Biden has them lying all over the garage and at the University of Pennsylvania in D.C. Chinatown. They're all over the place, So I don't know why the heck is the camera doing? The Matrix. What? Yeah, as I was saying, we need a candidate in 2024 who recognizes this is the game. This is the way our country is now. And I think because Donald Trump has been the firsthand victim of it more so than any other political figure in our modern day, he is the guy most equipped to say, yes, this is the state of our country. It's not, I can't just pretend like it's 1980 and govern like that and just whoop-de-doo. There's going to be a lot of drastic changes that need to be made because the country is that broken. And I think Donald Trump, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I think of all the Republican candidates out there, he's the most likely to a degree, understand that, right? Understand that's what our country has become. Hey guys, Vince Dow here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from the Vince Dow Show. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And be sure to check out the Vince Dow Show live every weeknight here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a great show. Many are saying this. So leave a like, check out our other clips, and be sure to check out the show. Yeah. God bless.